Yes, Columbus. An Experience Columbus podcast keeps you in the know of what's happening in the Art City. Columbus, home of the 3-time MLS Cup champions. The number 5 beer city, a top 10 culinary destination with the largest concentration of fashion professionals in the U.S. Join iHeartMedia's boxer, Sarah Towns, Experience Columbus's Chief Marketing and Innovation Officer, and their guests for an inside look at a destination that invites visitors and locals alike to explore. By the end of each podcast, you'll be asking yourself, can all this really exist in one city? Yes, Columbus.
Welcome back to Yes, Columbus, an Experience Columbus podcast. I'm with one of the co-hosts, Boxer, along with Sarah Towns. Sarah, good to see you again, and I'm really excited about our guest this week.
Good to see you too, Boxer. I am excited too. But as you know, each episode we shine a spotlight on the people and moments shaping the future of our city. And today's guest is bringing one of the biggest events in the country right here to Columbus.
That's right. You know, before we dive into today's conversation, let's start with our headliner segment where we highlight a recent accolade or exciting moment for Columbus. Big news, if you haven't heard, Columbus was just named one of the top meeting destinations in North America by CVent. I didn't even know they track something like that.
They absolutely do. It's a really important accolade for
Wow. So it's a leading meetings and events technology provider. This recognition obviously puts us even more on the map as a premier city for hosting events of all kinds, from major conventions to sporting events.
And speaking of major events, the Forbes Under 30 Summit, one of the most anticipated gatherings for rising entrepreneurs, innovators, and changemakers, is coming to Columbus this September. This multi-day event brings together thousands of bold thinkers from around the world, and Columbus will be the center of it all. It's a major moment for our city and speaks volumes about how Columbus is being seen on the national stage as a vibrant hub for creativity, innovation, and opportunity. And today we're joined by someone who has been instrumental in bringing this event to life.
That's right. Let's jump right into it, our Behind the Buzz segment. Let's welcome Brett Cohen, Executive Director of Production and Partner Experience at Forbes. Brett, welcome to Yes, Columbus. Welcome to Columbus.
Thank you. Thank you both for having me. So happy to be here.
Thank you so much for being here. We are so excited. So for our listeners who may not be familiar with Forbes Under 30 with the summit, give us the big picture. What is it and what makes it such a one-of-a-kind experience?
The Forbes Under 30 Summit is truly a one-of-a-kind experience. As you may know, the Forbes 30 Under 30 list comes out every year. So we have 30 listers across 20 categories, so plus co-founders. So you have about 600 people or so that are making this list every year. These are people who we, Forbes, have identified as the game changers, the people who are on the precipice of greatness, young leaders who are really just rocking it right now. We identify those people every year. We, of course, have a huge track record for identifying some of the next big CEOs, the next big tech leaders, the next big innovators. So each year we release the list in December, and each fall it culminates with this massive 4-day experience where we have incredible programming, A-list speakers. We bring a lot of our listers back to join us on stage for conversations to talk about what they're doing, world-class networking, and just amazing events, parties, and activations all throughout the city. So
what's really not to love?
Yeah,
no reason to not be there.
Exactly. Sounds like a party to me. So Brett, you've had this summit in Cleveland and Cincinnati. Now, look, I'm biased. I mean, I pretty much know why you're here and you're doing this in Columbus. But why did Forbes decide, well, we need to hit Columbus next?
Well, we always like to bring the event to places where there's a lot of activity, where there's things happening. And I think it's safe to say that Ohio really fits that bill. Unexpected in a lot of ways. There are so many businesses opening up here. There's companies opening up new manufacturing headquarters. There's a lot of tech and innovation happening here. It really is the crown jewel of the Midwest right now. And we are a media entity. We're not looking to do the obvious. We want to shine the spotlight where it's needed. So if there's action happening in Ohio, there's action happening in Columbus. Us bringing the event really turns the spotlight there. So that's why we're here. That's why we're doing what we're doing. And we're bringing the absolute best of Columbus to our event this fall.
Oh my gosh. And we're going to quote you, crown jewel of the
Yes.
Midwest.
Yes.
I heard
You
that.
heard it here. We're so excited for all the energy this event will bring to the city. Can you share a sneak peek of what's coming to Columbus in September? Anything about speakers, activations, or other surprises?
Yeah, we do try to mix the event up every year. And of course, we release who our speakers are in the months leading up. I'm excited to announce that we've just secured Vivek Ramaswamy is going to be joining us.
Oh my gosh.
Running
that's
for governor.
amazing. You love Vivek.
Running for governor of Ohio. So, of course, he's a big part of the conversation here right now. So we're going to have him on stage for what I think will be a great conversation. Allison Ellsworth, the founder of Poppy Soda, who is also a former 30 under 30 lister. She'll be joining us on stage for a conversation. She just sold Poppy to Pepsi for just under $2 billion.
I saw that. Unbelievable. And we are huge Poppy fans in my house.
It's probiotic soda. It's great.
It's great.
So that of course is doing really well. We have Suni Lee, the Olympic gold medalist, the 3-time Olympic gold medalist, is going to be joining us, and really so much more. We've only announced just a small fraction of our programming, but as far as some of the experiences go, we're going to be at Battelle Grand this year as our main venue.
Beautiful.
We're going to be hosting our city crawl, including a pickleball exhibition at Pickle and Chill.
So where do you even begin when you start to think about Columbus, the music, the food, the innovation? Where does it begin? How do you begin? Where do you start?
Well, it's a unique challenge every year. This is a summit where we've previously done 3-year stints in one city. And what we've done in Ohio is really 3 different cities. We did Cleveland in 2023, Cincinnati last year, and this year, 2025, we're rounding it out in Columbus. So it requires a lot of research, which honestly we have a lot of fun doing. We come out to Columbus a bunch. We meet with amazing partners like Experience Columbus and Jobs Ohio, who really help us to find the best that the city has to offer. Find what's cool, what's new, what we want to highlight through our experiences, where we should do events, where we should highlight. I mean, that's really the way to do it. It all comes down to trust and collaboration. So we rely a lot on our local partners, and we do our own research along the way, and it always culminates in our experience through the lens of the city delivered to our audience. So a little different every year, but we look into all of these things, every detail.
And you get paid for it. You
I
get
get
paid
paid
for
You
it.
have the best job. Oh my gosh. Love it.
That certainly is one of my favorite parts.
Well, so Brett, speaking of that, you've helped lead some of the most well-known Forbes events globally, from 3050 in Abu Dhabi to the Future of Work Summits. How has your approach to producing meaningful, high-impact events evolved over time?
That's a great question. I think you just have to always be in touch with what people are wanting out of events, and that changes a lot over time. I think that really hit us in the face with COVID when we really had to adapt to a virtual environment. Where can we still reach people? How can we still do what we do in that environment? And I think a lot of the learnings from that period of time really carried over into our return to live events. We're now live streaming with broadcast quality productions for all of our shows. We have a lot of interactive and AI-powered networking features for our events so that people can really get the most out of their time. If you're going to invest 4 days into coming to the Under 30 Summit, we are going to use technology as well as creative thinking to make that time as worthwhile as possible. We want you to have fun. We want you to meet people. We want you to learn and grow. So keeping in mind evolving attention spans, who people are paying attention to. Sometimes we'll have a new musical guest for our music festival that I've never heard their name, but they're really big and up and coming. You come to the Under 30 Summit to find those people, to say you knew them when.
That's awesome. Now, it's called the Under 30 Summit.
Yes.
But I'm sure we'll get this question. You can be over 30 and still participate and get a lot out of this. And it's not just for the under 30 audience.
Correct. That's probably the most common question we get because the age is in the name of the event. So I think it's totally fair. No, this event is for everyone. I think so many people can benefit from this. if you're over 30, if you're over 40, whatever that may be, I think there is something to be learned from our content, from our speakers, and from our experience. So don't let that number fool you. You're not blocked. You're not banned.
Boxer, you and I are still invited.
Oh my gosh. You
Thank
have no
goodness.
idea what I was
We
thinking.
would have major FOMO if we were not at this event.
Before this, I'm like, wow, I'm a loser. I won't belong in this.
Hopefully we'll have you both at the summit this fall.
Absolutely.
We are planning on being there.
Oh, that's
good.
great. Hey, let's talk about legacy. What do you hope people will say about Forbes Under 30, the summit in Columbus, years from now?
Well, I hope they look back on it positively. I have ran into people who live in Detroit who remember when our summit was there. Summits that I produced myself, and I've asked them, do people reflect back on it positively? And they say, absolutely. I remember when you guys had all your signage up and you were doing this and you were doing that. And they know what the Forbes brand brings. We are a global brand for entrepreneurial capitalism. I think when we come in, we shine the spotlight on local leaders with our local lists, and we really we make our city our home for that year in every way, not just doing the event. It is a year-round experience. So as far as the legacy we want to leave, we want to hopefully engage some college students and give them opportunities to advance what their next step is, give them ideas, give them the tools to reach those next steps in their career and achieving their goals. We also have our service day activities where we partner with local organizations and give back through mentorship. So think if we go and meet with college students or high school students, whatever that may be, a pitch competition in front of our Forbes list editors, we're giving back to the community by showing them people who are actually in their age group who have accomplished something, which shows them you can do this too. Mm-hmm. This is achievable for you. You're not talking to someone 30 or 40 years older than you that's had this grand career. This is someone who's in your age bracket who's doing amazing things. And I think there's no better inspiration than that, to show people that all of this is attainable. And also, anything that you want to do, you don't have to go to Los Angeles, New York, Miami to do it. You could do it right here in Ohio.
Love it.
Because a lot of these people are doing it too. So that's all part of our message, is giving people the tools to do what they need to do and inspiring them to take that next step.
Well, and you make it really affordable, too, for that kind of entry level, that college student that may want to attend. I know companies can sponsor some of their employees as well. Tell us a little bit about how people can find out more information if they're really interested in attending.
Absolutely. And we'll give you guys a link to tickets to post with the podcast, of course. So anyone listening to the show will offer a special discount if you want to attend the summit. But of course, you could go to Forbes.com and go to our event page for the Under 30 Summit. We're always making announcements on speakers that are coming up. If you follow Forbes on our socials, at Forbes Under 30, on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, we're all over the place. We have a massive presence on LinkedIn. I would say follow along to there to see all the cool and exciting announcements leading up to this fall. Follow us and get your tickets to this now. It will sell out. Mm-hmm. Especially as we announce more speakers. Again, you want to plug yourself in, and we allow people to download the app early so that you can begin networking with other people who are going to be at the event. You can meet them before you even touch down at the airport here. Which is all part of the experience. So I would tell people, go to Forbes.com, follow us on social, learn about the summit, look at past years, and keep in mind what you want to get out of this. Are you there to meet people? Are you there to learn? Are you there to see a specific speaker? It could be one, it could be all of the above. But this really is the place to do it. That's why we're Adweek's best event for professional development. Mm-hmm. We win awards every year because we put this event together very thoughtfully and carefully, and we make it fun in the process. So I encourage anyone who's even remotely interested, check this out. It is worth your time. We work on this all year and make it better and better, and I think what's in store for this year in Columbus is not to be missed.
Brett, I'm not going to lie. I'm pretty geeked because you are the first person I have met and talked to from Forbes. So I'm kind of geeking out right now. I'm not going to lie. But, also I can feel your passion when you talk about this summit, for example. And I can tell that this work is more than just events. What is it about what you do that is driving you every single day?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. I think for me personally, the mindset that I've always had and the mindset that I've sort of learned from my mentors is to strive for excellence in everything that you're doing. And this event in particular, and my career, events are hard to do as it is. To strive for excellence and to sort of meet that difference between good and great and going that extra mile, that's how I approach almost everything that I do. I say almost because I'm not really good with laundry, so I think my wife would call me out if I said everything. But certainly when it comes to my work, I'm very passionate about it. I have an amazing team that works with me on this. They keep me going. I keep them going. And we pour our hearts and souls into this. The sort of the payoff that we work towards is that culmination of seeing people walk in on Sunday for that first time, seeing people walk into an event and sort of just pressing play. All of the planning that we've been doing for the year, all the thought that we've put into this, and I mean we're involved with every single detail, from the graphic design to the staging to what the badges look like to what stickers we're going to put on them to mean this, to when the staff is going to come in and clean up to turn the room over.
Yeah.
We're involved with all of that. Seeing it happen and seeing all of those really thousands of things happening, there is a massive satisfaction to that, and getting the feedback that we get on this and really just creating an amazing 4 days for anyone who chooses to spend their time with us. So I love doing it. I'm going to continue to do it. And, again, this event is difficult as it is, but to level it up every year, that is even more of a challenge.
It's so much. It sounds like so much fun, the behind the scenes, but are there, even for you, Mr. Positive, passionate, are there stresses?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Absolutely. There's stresses every day, and I think what makes small things more stressful is just because of how much we care about making this a success. But at the end of the day, when there's trust between the team and there's a feeling of collaboration and there's no finger pointing, there's just a solutions-oriented mindset and a team of people who love what they're doing and just want to do a great job, you can smooth those things over very easily. There's really not a lot of drama at all, if any. We have a great operation behind the scenes, and I think what's pretty rare is, Forbes being a legacy media brand, we're unusual in that people stay at Forbes a really long time. Wow. So we've more or less, from programming to production to design to everything, we've had relatively the same team working on this event for the past 4 or 5 years.
That's awesome.
So we build on that every year. We have momentum. There's a real partnership there. That also keeps me going.
Yeah.
Because these people, you spend more time talking to them and working with them than you do your own family. So I'm very passionate about the work. I would say I'm even more passionate about the people I work with and what we do together. We are greater than the sum of our parts. And I think there's no better example of that in our work than this event. Because of what a massive undertaking it is.
Well, and we've had the opportunity to connect with some of your team, and they are all equally as passionate. So I can see that, and it's so fun to meet you and learn more about your leadership philosophy and how this event comes to take place in our city. And so it starts September 28th.
Yep.
Right? So there's still time to get tickets, but to your point, hurry, because they will sell out. So
they will.
We are excited to share more as those announcements come out. So, Brett, it's time in our podcast for our Rapid Fire Questions Columbus edition.
Ba-dum-bum-bum.
And we know that you have familiarity with Columbus. You've had some great experiences, so this might be a test. So you tell us if you need to pivot or have questions about this.
All right, here we go. Columbus is a city of neighborhoods, Brett. You probably already know this. Which one are you most excited to explore?
German Village. I've never.
Bravo.
You got to get over there.
I have not been there yet. I've done a lot in the times that I've been here so far, and I've been blessed for that. That's one area I haven't touched, so that's next.
You will love it.
Yes.
What's one thing you've heard about Columbus that you're curious to check out for yourself?
Ooh. I think just like anywhere, I'm a foodie, just exploring more of the food scene. Really, there's never going to be a time where I say that it's enough. It's enough already. I want to explore the food scene again. Part of why I want to go to German villages to try some of the amazing, like, legendary restaurants that are here. So, yeah.
That's awesome. If you need any recos, let us know.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Brett, speaking of food, true or false, you've already Googled best places to eat in Columbus.
No, false. I use ChatGPT.
Well played, Brett. Well played.
Yes. I think they've taken over at least 80% of my search volume has gone to AI now. So, yes, the process was the same. I just did it a little differently. And its recommendations have been fantastic.
Oh, good. We love to hear that. So did ChatGPT give you any must-try dishes or local spots?
You know, it did. It definitely told me to check out North Market, which luckily I already have. And I'm excited to say we're actually going to be taking over North Market for the summit this fall.
Oh, cool.
So that was one of the big recommendations. So instead of bringing in lunch, we always like to bring some local flair. So, you know, we're doing it a little bit differently. We're sending everyone from the convention center over to North Market, and we're taking it over. All the vendors, all the stands, everyone's going to get to try, whether it's dumplings or lobster rolls. There's amazing food there. And as a New York foodie and someone who loves the food halls of New York, North Market is like a home away from home for me. So it was the perfect place to do that.
Well, and also original home of Jenny's Splendid Ice Creams. That's where she got started.
right.
So you got to be
Yes, it
sure to
is.
get dessert, too.
By the way, Jenny Britton will be speaking at the summit this
Oh,
year.
we love Jenny.
good.
I
That's
forgot to mention that. We got
amazing.
Jenny.
Yes,
Yes.
I love that.
That's brilliant, Brett. That really is. Okay, finish this sentence. By the end of the Forbes Under 30 Summit, I hope to
have really done this city justice. I hope to have shown off the best of it through our events and experiences. And I hope to have had all 4,000 people coming in for this have left having a great time and leaving with something more than they came with. And that's it. Simple as that.
We love that. Now we're moving into a segment we usually call Columbus Classics, where we highlight tried and true local favorites. We know you've been here before and you'll be spending even more time here leading up to the Forbes Summit. We thought we'd flip it a bit and ask, is there a classic Columbus experience you've heard about that you're excited to try? Something classic to our city.
Well, a classic experience that I've certainly had the pleasure of having is that we got to go to the Blue Jackets game last time we were here.
So fun.
We were graciously invited to go on the Boomboni, their Zamboni. That was cool because growing up on Long Island, being an Islanders, boy, did I give it away with the accent. Long Island.
We love your accent.
Long Island, Florida. You know, going to hundreds of Islanders games. I've never been on the ice, and I'm here one time, and we get to do
Get
that.
to do it.
And, you know, it was 20 seconds, but I'll never forget that.
Yeah.
That was amazing, and the energy of the fans here is really unmatched.
Did you get to experience the cannon? The cannon when you were here?
Yes,
Yeah?
it actually
Okay.
caught me off guard a little bit
We
because
hear that all the time. It's like,
It was-
throw your popcorn.
it was just to the left of us, and I did not know that was happening. So, boy, did we experience it.
I had to ask that. Our final segment, Brett, we usually ask guests what they're saying yes to in Columbus. And obviously for you, what are you most looking forward to saying yes to during your time, at least in the city, for the summit?
I want to say yes to, or by coming to Columbus, I think I'm saying yes to everything that the city has to offer. You know, we're doing our event that we know how to do really well, but doing it here needs to be done very carefully. So what we're saying is we're saying yes to all of the local businesses that we're working with and supporting with the event. We're saying yes to our amazing hotel partners that are going to, you know, house our 4,000 attendees for this experience. We're saying yes to all of the incredible activities and experiences that we're going to have throughout the city, whether it's going to OSU Stadium or playing pickleball at Pickle and Chill or our bar crawl or going to the Key. We're activating the city. So when you say yes to a city, you're saying yes to all that it brings to the table and all that it has to offer. So I think it's a yes across the board. We're saying to everything that Columbus has in store for us. That's everything from culinary to just, again, incredible hospitality here, incredible restaurants. There's so much happening here. There's such an energy. I believe it's the fastest growing city in
It is in the
America.
U.S. That's
In
right.
the U.S. So, I mean, you could feel that when you're here. You really can. So we're saying yes to all that comes with that, and hopefully we do it justice this fall.
Oh, I think you will, Brett. We are so excited. Thank you so much for joining us. The Forbes Under 30 Summit is such a powerful platform, and we're thrilled to welcome it and you and your team to Columbus.
Thank you both so much for having me.
Absolutely. And Brett, of course, to learn more and get your tickets for the 2025 Forbes Under 30 Summit in Columbus, just go to Forbes.com/under30summit. That's under 30 summit. And for more great ways to experience our awesome city, follow Experience Columbus on social and head to experiencecolumbus.com. Thank you for listening to Yes Columbus, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, Brett.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
That's a wrap on this week's episode of Yes Columbus, an Experience Columbus podcast. Tune in next week as we take you on a tour of what's new, what's hot, and what makes Columbus a city on the rise.